Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Healing Me First podcast. I am your host, Chef Bee. I am super excited to be here today, and I actually wanted to change up the format a little bit this go around because I realized that, we have done quite a few episodes at this point, actually, just about seven, and I had not gotten on here to have our listeners hear a little bit about myself and just kind of introduce myself. So I wanted to take this time to introduce myself to the listeners, particularly if you're new here, and tell you a little bit about myself, who I am, and why I decided to even do this podcast. So let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Natasha Bruley. People call me Chef Bee. And actually, the B stands for something. It's BEEE, so three E's, and it stands for Be Empowered, Energized, and Engaged. I actually have a t shirt on that says all of that. And one of the reasons why I decided I wanted to do this podcast is because I just realized deep in my heart that people need a place where they can go and be inspired and you know, get all kinds of information on how they can be supported as they journey to a better way of life. And I know that I didn't have all of those things coming up. And I just really believe in my heart that we're stronger in numbers and we're stronger when we're supporting each other. And I really wanted this podcast to represent that. I am originally from Guyana, South America. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and left New York at a very early age. I left New York when I was 17, and I actually moved to Atlanta, Georgia to go to college. I actually went to Spelman College. And I remember when I came to Atlanta, I didn't have many resources, I didn't have family members here. I just basically had the tools and the skills that my mother taught me, which was to just be vulnerable, to put yourself out there, to let people know when you don't know something, just ask questions. And really, those simple, invaluable tools have been what I've used all these years to navigate Atlanta, navigate the world, navigate everything that I do. And I know that that's not easy for everyone. I'm actually one of those people that's gonna seek out resources. I'm very much going to be aggressive and really work hard to get what I need. But I know that there are people out there that aren't really sure where to find resources. And so, all these years being here in Atlanta, all of the different things that I've experienced along the way, I just realized how important it is to have community and really to have people rooting for you. And for me, learning from others and being inspired by other people's stories have really helped me to navigate and do the things that I really want to do. And so for me, I went to school in Atlanta. I actually went to Spelman, as I mentioned. I went to Clark Atlanta University for graduate school twice. And then I also went to graduate school at the University of Georgia and got my PhD there. And in all of those experiences, I mostly focused on mathematics education. I even have a business degree. And along the way, the amount of stress that I've experienced just being in school, studying really hard, trying to navigate life, started to mount up over time as I got older. And some health challenges, started creeping in: high blood pressure, gaining weight, and just really not knowing what to do. And, I really found a community that was able to help me, going to a gym and, working out with a group of people all the time. And then also different programs that I participated in that really helped to encourage me and keep me on the right track. And so as I started doing the work of wellness, which has now been like 10 years, I realized that's what people need. People need community. And sometimes those communities are formal, they're actual physical people that you can connect with, or they're sometimes virtual, where you know that you can go somewhere, you could ask questions, And then also community can also be podcasts like this one, where you know that you can tune in, listen, you can ask questions, you can drop comments, you can connect to someone because they're speaking your language. They have an experience that might inspire you to really do what you need to do so that you can be better. And so the Healing Me First podcast is born out of that need that I know people have. And really, in order for us all to be well, I really believe that we have to look at ourselves first, right? It's really an internal journey of examining what you need and how you're going to actually get the things that you need so that you can be well and you can thrive. And so the Healing Me First podcast is me giving you sort of this gift of folks in the community that I know who are, I call them health seekers, and then also health experts who don't have everything figured out, but they are really passionate about the things that they have figured out. And, I think just really encouraging, to help you in various areas of your life. And that could be your mindset, that could be your eating, that could be your movement, that could be spirituality, that could be everything. And I really believe that these folks, have a lot to share. And I just wanted to put you all in front of those people. A little bit more about myself. I have two children, two boys, and I also have a husband. And we are out here in these streets trying to navigate this wellness world. And I'm telling you, it is becoming more and more challenging to just stay focused and stay well because there's so many barriers and roadblocks in front of us. And that's even more the reason why we need to have a strong community to keep us on point and on track. And when you listen to these stories of the podcast, you see that I'll be interviewing so many different kinds of people, young, people who are older, people who just have so many different things that they can offer you, because of where they are in their lives and just the message of lesson and the message of perseverance and the message of consistency, I think you'll find is just sort of a thread throughout many of these stories and just really loving yourself, right? So Healing Me First is about loving yourself and really looking inward at who you want to be, how you want to be, and like how you want to show up in the world, right? And I pray and I hope that you all enjoy these stories and that you really take into consideration that you don't have to have all of the answers as you move along your wellness journey. You just take one little thing and you work on that. You take one little thing and you work on that. Um, I also wanted to share with you some of the things that I do, right? So for those of you who are just kind of getting to know me through these podcasts, episodes and, just hosting them, I wanted to share with you a little bit about what we offer. So one of the things that we offer is called Essential Meals to Go. It is a meal prep business. It's a plant-based meal prep business. And in our plant-based meal prep business, our core messaging, our core service to you all is that you can eat healthy, you can eat well, and it doesn't have to be boring. All right. It doesn't have to be unexciting. It doesn't have to be rich with, processed plant-based foods. It could be natural, elevated, healthy, wonderful, international flavors because it's reflective of the culture that I'm a product of, which is that Guyanese Caribbean culture. And so we offer that every week to folks here in Atlanta, people who are in the metropolitan area of Atlanta, and people who live outside of Atlanta. We offer a healthy option to meal prep, and we're very much an eco-friendly company. So we give people the option to, eat their meals in glass containers. We're using reusable, recyclable, BPA free containers as well, so that we are giving you the highest quality food as possible. We also connect with local businesses. One of the things that I really am passionate about is helping other folks who have small businesses who have complementary products to us, giving them an opportunity to be in front of my clients so that they can perhaps get, I would say, samples or just get to experience those products as well. So we definitely try to partner with local businesses as much as we possibly can so that we can, help those people to broaden their audience and broaden their messaging. So that's our essential meals to go. You guys who are anywhere nationwide, if that's something that you're interested in, you can absolutely check out our menu every week. We usually drop our menus on Monday. You have till Friday to order, and then we make everything on Sunday. If you're local, we ship it. If you're local, then we actually just deliver, or you can pick them up. And then if you live outside of Atlanta, in the Atlanta metropolitan area, we ship on Monday. So just wanted to make sure that I was clear about that. Another service that we offer is nutritional counseling. So we know that many people are trying to figure out their wellness, where they're trying to figure out the right things that they need to eat. And as a result of that, we give you an option to, learn what foods you need specifically for your body. So that is one of the things that we like to do. We say it's nutritional counseling. You can schedule a time with me and everything's virtual so that you can figure out for yourself, okay, based on maybe what blood work that you received back and the various results that you may have gotten, what do you need to get into your diet? We also offer our cleanses, our palate reset, which is one of our signature cleanses. We know that people sometimes they just have a difficult time getting started on a health and wellness journey because of their palate. They're eating a lot of processed foods. And so because it's their palate's overstimulated, a lot of the plant-based foods might not taste as good as they would want them to. And so usually I would say in those situations, they need to get a palate reset. That's what we call it. And so it's just a cleanse. And then we offer that throughout the year at different times. And that's a way that you can plug in and get to know me, my facilitation, and learn more about how you can shift your mindset around eating better. So the palate reset is something that we offer too. And then, last but not least, we do have our coaching program. Our coaching program is it's like a half and half. It's a culinary program, so you can learn how to cook and make plant-based foods yourself. And then we also have the side of it where it's literally you working with a wellness team, myself, and then two other individuals who support you along the way on your wellness journey. And so, we really believe that folks, they're just different places on their journey, and that we want to meet you where you are as you are working to sort of transform your life. We know that professionals, they don't have the time to do these different things. They want to, but sometimes people just don't know where to begin. So, if any of these things sound of interest to you, just reach out and let us know, because that's what we're here for. I also wanted to share, that I am also on a health and wellness journey myself. I was diagnosed with hypertension when I first had my first child. Actually, before that, I was in graduate school, and that's when the stress. A lot of times people think that hypertension is all about what you eat, and that's not the case. Hypertension is also around what you're thinking about, your stress levels, and our bodies process stress in very different ways. And so, over the years, I've had to learn how to manage stress. Your body goes through so much when you're not sleeping properly, you're too excited, you have stress when you are excited, you have stress when you're scared or worried. And so your body doesn't know the difference. Your body just responds to stress. And so, I really want you to know that if you're someone who's listening that has some sort of challenge, there are tools that you can use to address those challenges. You may need to use, Western medicine to support you along the way, but then to complement that, there are holistic tools that you can utilize in order to address those challenges. And so, again, healing me first. It's you being proactive in addressing whatever challenge it is that you are faced with. And trust me, everybody, no matter how perfect people appear to be, everybody is facing some sort of challenge, something, right? It may not be coming or presenting itself in the physical form. It might be presenting itself, in the mental form or the spiritual form. It could be anything. And so, it's just about you figuring out what that thing is that you need to work on and actually doing the work of working on it consistently, because that's really like your life's journey. A lot of times, people don't think about it like that, but you struggle with something for a reason. And that struggle that you're experiencing for that reason is maybe to help you help other people. And then also for you to figure out some things along the way so that you can be a better person in the planet, on the planet. Okay. So I always look at these health and wellness challenges or whatever it is, those are opportunities for us to really explore deep within ourselves how we can be better and how we can be stronger and how we can move beyond where we currently are so we can elevate. So I never ever look at it as something bad. So yeah, I mean, I think for me, I know that there's so many people out there that are really trying to figure out their life. They're trying to figure out what to do next. And sometimes in that work of trying to figure it out, it creates paralysis. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be like that, right? I think it's about you, like in meditation. Let me give you this example. In meditation, you're really sort of thinking about your mind, you're thinking about your thoughts. And sometimes what happens is when you're thinking about your thoughts, people get caught up in what their thoughts are telling them. One of the things that you learn in meditation is you think about your thoughts, but then you just let the wave of the thought just kind of pass by because they're just thoughts that are constantly shifting and moving. It's the same thing in our lives. You might be experiencing something, but you don't want to get caught up in what the you don't want to get caught up in the feeling of the thing that you're experiencing. You want to look at it without judgment. And in looking at it without judgment, you want to figure out how can you move beyond it. But if you get caught up in the emotions and the feelings of it, then you get kind of stuck and you can't get beyond it. And so these are things that I'm just learning because I mean, I remember there were times when it's like I'm so invested in, my feelings around what's happening in my body and creating anxiety because I'm all the way like 5 years from now. What does this mean? What does that mean? And it's like, it's not even about being 5 years or 10 years out. It's about what's happening right in this moment and really doing the work of getting to the present moment so that you can address what's happening right in front of you versus what you think could happen to you 5 to 10 years from now. That doesn't exist. That's like it doesn't make any difference. What you think in your head is going to happen 5 or 10 years from now. It's like what's happening right now and how do we address what's happening right now? And trust me, y'all, that's a skill that many of us have to practice and just constantly keep working through. And so I am no different than any of you who are listening. I am trying to figure out life too. I'm trying to figure out my circumstances, trying to be the best that I can be physically, spiritually, mentally. And there's some things that are more struggle for me than others. And that's everybody. But it's about being honorful to yourself, recognizing where you have your strengths and where you have your shortcomings, and then making commitments to be like confront it and address it. And it takes time to get to that place where you can honestly confront things and address them the way you need to. Okay. So those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you. So you can look forward to some amazing guests coming on the podcast. And periodically, I will come on and chat with you like this because I really think it's important. I think it's important for us to stay connected, and that beyond the interviews that I'll be doing with my guests, I also want you to get to know me better and, see who I am and just, know what I'm thinking about as it relates to healing me first. So I'm glad that you guys tuned into this particular episode. Always remember, if you want to check out a little bit more about some of the things that we're doing, you can always just go to the chefbeee.com site. And that's Chef Bee with 3 E's, be empowered, energized, and engaged. So glad that you tuned in today. And I am looking forward to many, many more podcast episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Healing Me First podcast. And you guys have an amazing, wonderful day. See you guys soon. Peace.